Gregory Keene turns another page of the Dossier on Dumetrius.
As the hours ticked slowly by, Dumetrius came closer and closer to the spiked and covered pitfall we'd dug for him. We'd taken a lot of trouble. He was big game. But as 9 o'clock approached, as the hands on the clock went slowly round, I became more and more certain that tonight was going to see the climax of the hunt and the closing of the Dossier on Dumetrius. He had to get his loot away from Victoria Station, and he had to take possession of it personally sooner or later. So if we didn't take our eyes off the cabin trunk he thought was holding it, we had to finish up face-to-face with Dumetrius himself, providing we didn't lose sight of the trunk. Well, Colonel Fentress went over and over our plans. We polished and discarded and patched and repolished. We had Frayne at the yard and the best chaps we could muster, and we went at it like staff chaps planning a corps assault. But as always, my first lieutenant was Tom Cutts, the toughest character ever born within hearing of bow bells. Ex-commando, ex-pug, judo expert, marksman, with leopard's blood in his vein and no nerves at all that I ever saw any sign of. And listen, I'm not exaggerating. I'm only giving you the bare outline of my good friend, Sergeant Tom Cutts.
Well, I don't know, Major. Looks pretty good to me.
Yes, but suppose you were playing on the other team, Cutts. Suppose you were counting on us making all the moves we are making. Can you think of any way, any possible way around them?
No, sir.
Think hard. How could you get the loot without it leading us to you against the arrangements we've made to follow the trunk?
Well, if I was Dumetrius, sir, and I counted on us going to all these lengths, I'd kiss the loot goodbye and hop it as quick as I could, sir.
Yes, that's what's worrying me, Cutts. Dumetrius has seen us in action time and time again. Must have been just about stunned when I showed up at the quarry in Norfolk, and then again at Bookman's Sanatorium. He must have a pretty fair idea how we'd cope.
But suppose he thinks he's the only one who knows the loot was left at Victoria.
It's too darn shrewd to count on it. Knowing how close to his tail we've been in the past, and knowing what measures we'd take if we did know the loot was at Victoria, he still sent Yachty Bloom more or less openly to engage 2 messengers. What's he up to, Cutts? What's he going to pull out of the hat this time?
I say he's confident we haven't found the Dupont woman's cabin trunk. And he thinks we've Tedley's chance of finding it, sir. Now, why don't you get some shut-eye? I haven't seen you off your feet for days.
Oh, pour me a drink. I won't sleep till I know the outcome of tonight.
We're past the post, sir. By 10 o'clock tonight, Colonel Fentress will be looking for a new job to put us on. And Dumetrius will never do nothing more but push up soursops.
Yes, but we've thought that once or twice before. Look here. There was one messenger engaged from that service in the Strand. There was a second messenger engaged for another job. Now, they've only the bare instructions at present. We're being told the moment they get any more. The first messenger is to pick up the trunk at 9 sharp tonight. The second is to be at the corner of Shaftesbury Avenue and Charing Cross Road at 5 minutes past 9 on the dot. We'll have them both covered, but for the life of me, I can't see what Dumetrius is up to. Why the 2 messengers?
Here we are, Major. And watch out. It's strong enough to float you over your desk.
Is it strong enough to give me some ideas? Why the 2 messengers, Cutts? Tell me that.
We'll find out in plenty of time. I could do with a shave, sir.
No, well, you'd better cut off and get one, then.
You could freshen up a bit too, sir.
Yes. Yes, I suppose a chap could leave for half an hour.
I should really well think so. We've been at the embankment for the last 15.
All right, then, come on. We'll both shave at my place. And you needn't look so darn cunning, Cutts. Don't you think I know I'm supposed to turn in when we get to the flat? I don't know why you don't go about in VAD uniform. You'd look wonderful with a thermometer in one hand and a bedpan in the other.
These poles of yours we're using tonight, Jotty, can we trust them?
If they get paid, if they don't know what it's all about. But they're my boys. If they think I'm just the fellas that runs the black market at Soho.
They're not aware of your connection with me.
They never even heard of you, Dumetrius.
Well, tell me the instructions you gave them.
1. Bartok is near the counter at Victoria Station cloakroom. He's knowing the trunk from me. Then comes the messenger Bartok gets close and walks to the taxi with him. The messenger is getting instructions in the taxi from Bartok to leave the trunk at Shaftesbury Avenue storage, then giving ticket to the second messenger.
That's correct. Does Bartok stay with the messenger?
Yeah, he stays till the taxi is arriving at storage.
Excellent, Jotty. Yours is not a creative mind, but I'm bound to admit it's reasonably retentive. Carry on.
Then there is the second messenger coming. He's waiting at 9:05 at the corner of Shaftesbury Avenue and Charing Cross Road. Another of my boys, Wolf, is coming up. He is telling the messenger he's going to storage, is taking the ticket from the first messenger, is redeeming trunk, is taking it to Gregory Keen's flat. But we are waiting in storage. We are giving dummy trunk to second messenger. Yeah, Dumetrius?
The idea seems to appeal to your sense of humor, Yachty. It's probably the only thing we have in common. It appeals to mine, too. Yes, I've no fault to find with that. We've had to use this rather clumsy method of instructing our messengers, or we'd find Keene waiting for us at the Shaftesbury Avenue storage. As it is, with Bartok staying in with one messenger and Wolf with the other, they'll have no chance to communicate their instructions to Keene.
Yeah, it's good plan, Dumetrius. Keene is going round in a circle. He's following the trunk to his own flat. We are coming back to the ship with our loot. We are sailing tonight.
That's quite correct, Jotty.
Dumetrius, when we are sharing the loot, Dumetrius.
Oh, before we get to Portugal, Yachty, we'll have plenty of leisure at sea. My, what a time you're going to have. I can just imagine some of the things you're going to buy.
Yeah.
But you haven't finished earning your share yet, Yachty. You have to pass muster as the storage attendant in Shaftesbury Avenue. I suggest you start getting ready for the part. That's all.
Yeah. When it's finished, I'm showing you, Dumetrius. Oh, you're not knowing me.
Yes, your share of the loot's going to be very small, Yachty. Almost non-existent, in fact. Just a little scrap of lead in a nickel jacket. That's your share. I'm afraid you'd be very annoyed if you knew about Zarahoff and his aeroplane, or the fact that the ship isn't sailing with us or without. And having eliminated almost everyone else, you should realize it's your turn next. Oh, well, it's so much more enjoyable traveling alone.
There we are. After you, sir.
Yeah, thanks. Cuts, do you smell anything?
Well, now you mention it, sir. Yes, I do.
You know, cooking in the other flats doesn't generally get in here.
It's not in the other flats, Keene. It's right here. And I think it's high time one of you said something complimentary.
Well, apron and all. This, some more of your doing, Cuts?
Oh, now don't go start snapping at Tom Cuts. He said that if you weren't starving, he was, and what about it? So I came on the run.
You know, I am hungry.
Oh, so you ought to be, Major. The nearest he's come to a feed in the last 24 hours, Mr. J, has been chewing his blooming nails.
Cuts, I do not bite my nails.
Now don't start an argument.
Well, sink my putt, Tom. She's even got drinks ready for us.
I've been well trained by Brother Peter. What's the matter, Cuts? Can't you stay?
I'll be back in 15 minutes, miss.
Well, don't be any longer. If you are, your dinner will spoil. And if my cooking doesn't taste good tonight, my name's not Margaret Ridgway, so hurry back. Keene? Ever kissed a girl with a frying pan in one hand and a soup ladle in the other?
No.
Well, come and try it. There's a good man. It might
be nice. Margaret, your cooking was excellent. It really was. I can't understand what the devil has become of Cuts all the same. The fathead doesn't know it is missed.
Keen, will there be any danger tonight?
No, I shouldn't think so.
Well, if there is, Peter and Digby Mitchell would love to help you out.
There'll be the best part of 30 men on the job tonight.
Oh, yes, but they're just to follow the messengers. What about you when you get to Dumetrius?
When I get to Dumetrius, Margaret, it's going to be a pleasure.
With Hedy Bergner standing beside him? Or in front of him when you want to shoot Keen? It happened once. Will you shoot her this time to get at Dumetrius?
Did you come here to my flat just so you could ask that?
Oh, it's never out of my mind, Keen. I love you, darn you.
Major, you're wanted on the embankment at the Double.
Where the devil have you been, Cuts?
I tell you on the way, sir, I got held up. There's action at Victoria, sir. One by one, black market chaps from Soho are drifting into the cloakroom and taking up their position, sir. Some of them are Poles, and most of them work for Yachty Blum.
Let's go. There were 55 hours left when Cuts and I drove back to the embankment. I didn't see the traffic. I didn't hear a word Cuts said. All I could see was Dumetrius, with Hedy standing in front of him, and me facing them both with a gun. It wasn't just a dream. Before long it happened. Just like that. But there was a difference. Dumetrius was holding the gun.
Events focus on Yachty's two messengers in the next chapter of this story of suspense. Dossier on Dumetrius.